Hello and welcome to this week's video. I'm Blue and I like to talk about figure skating. I am aware that there are Junior Grand Prix events currently going on, but I'm not going to do a summary of them until further through the Junior Grand Prix, so those videos will be coming, but not quite yet. Today's video is going to be about some of the greatest figure skaters of all time. So when I say who is the greatest figure skater of all time, who do you think of? To me, the skaters that come to mind are Yuzuru Hanyu, Yuna Kim, Wenjing Sui and Cong Han, and Tessa Virtue and Moir. But someone who probably doesn't come to mind is Alina Zagitova, and in this video I want to discuss why she isn't really considered one of the greatest of all time. So to start off with, why should Alina be in the conversation about the greatest skater of all time anyway? Well, to me, the main reason that she could be considered is due to her having the career Super Slam, and this is where a skater has achieved gold medals at the Olympic Winter Games in the individual event, at the World Championships, at the Grand Prix final, at either the European Championships or the Four Continents Championships, obviously depending on where the skater is from, and then gold at the Junior World Championships and the Junior Grand Prix final. And the idea of the career Super Slam is that it shows the skater is consistently high level across their career and so has been able to achieve gold at every major event. And Alina was actually the fifth skater/skating team to achieve this, and the second woman after Yuna Kim. She's also the youngest skater to have achieved this. And so Alina having the Super Slam, to me, is probably the strongest evidence as to why she could be argued as one of the greatest. But then let's have a look at why she isn't considered in the same realm as, for example, Yuna Kim, Yuzuru Hanyu, Tessa Virtue and Moir, and then Sui and Han. The first reason I think Alina isn't considered a GOAT or a potential GOAT, and the skaters I'm showing on the screen are, is due to Alina's longevity, or lack thereof. So of the four teams I've put on the screen, Yuna Kim actually had the shortest skating career of 13 years, and Tessa Virtue and Moir had the longest of 22. Now, if we just look at when Alina first started skating to when she's stopped, that's 12 years. So you might think, okay, that's only 1 year less than Yuna Kim, right? That's not so short comparatively. So then I decided to look at the season where the skater first made their international junior debut and how many years before their retirement this was. So Yuna debuted as a junior in 2004, the 2004 to 2005 season, and as she retired in 2014, she had 10 years between her international junior debut and her retirement. Yuzuru debuted in 2008 and then retired in 2022, so he had 14 years. Tessa Virtue and Moir debuted in 2003 and then retired in 2019, so that's 16 years for them. And then Wenjing Sui and Cong Han debuted in 2009 and they retired in 2023, and so that's 14 years for them. Comparatively though, Alina had her international junior debut in 2016 and she then retired at the end of 2019. 3 years. That's really, really short comparatively. And I think this feeds into some of the further problems that I will discuss later. But compared to sort of the other teams, Alina just hasn't been around long enough. And so people consider it it's hard to call a 16, 17-year-old the greatest of all time when they've been on the scene for 3 years. The next reason I think Alina isn't considered one of the greatest is it kind of links to my previous discussion. So because Alina hasn't had so long as a junior and then as a senior, she's not had nearly as much time to work on some of her flawed technique. So just as stills, I've put up Yuna Kim and Yuzuru Hanyu's Lutz edges. Comparatively, if you look at the gif of Alina's Lutz, she rocks towards the inside. I think this example she does a flat Lutz. Then her jumps are very muscled. She does do a loop combination on the end, but again it's quite muscled. She uses her full blade. There are quite a few technical problems which, as she got older, maybe she would have fixed, as for example Mao Asada did from sort of the 2010 Winter Olympics towards the 2014 Winter Olympics. She went through lots of reworking her technique to improve, and because Alina didn't have as long in her junior and senior careers, she just didn't have the time to improve on this sort of thing. So people will always remember Alina as a flawed skater and will not see the progress that she could have made. Additionally, going back and working on a problem area of technique shows a huge amount of personal resilience, because trying to rework something like that is incredibly difficult. And Alina might have wanted to improve on her technique, but we will just never know, and that's one of the reasons why it's so hard to consider her as a GOAT. And I know I mentioned about Mao Asada going back and working on her technique, but I've also included here a gif of Yuzuru Hanyu's triple flip. This one's from the 2016 Grand Prix final, I believe, and all the way back in sort of 2010, 2011, when he had his very first senior competitions, you could see he had a lip, and he really worked hard on it. Even though he was winning, for example, the Olympics, the Grand Prix final, the World Championships, he still made the effort to continue to improve that technique. Additionally, I think people discount Alina as a potential GOAT because when it comes to the Winter Olympics, she is sometimes considered as very lucky, because she was old enough to compete at those Olympics when Rika Kihira, for example, wasn't, along with Alexandra Trusova, Anna Sherbakova, and Aliona Kostanaya. None of them could compete, so Alina had sort of the opportunity to win the Olympics. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that, because I think Alina worked incredibly hard, but that is one school of thought. Kind of like I said before, Alina, just because she wasn't in the public eye, I mean, she had her international junior debut about 3 years before her retirement, fans just haven't had as much time to almost get to know her. If we take, for example, Evgenia Medvedeva, one of her sort of training mates and compatriots, we have Evgenia had 2 seasons as a junior, then 2 seasons as a senior where she won the world titles. Then she had a season at the Olympics, and she was already building up a bigger fan base than Alina had at the end of her career. And then, like I said, Alina just hasn't had the time to work on her flaws and to improve in the same way that other skaters who are considered some of the GOATs have been able to improve. And I feel bad for her, because that's not necessarily her fault. If the technique that she's been taught has caused her to break down, like physically and mentally, then I can understand not wanting to continue, but it does make it more difficult for people to side with her if they don't see her sort of striving to improve consistently. Which does bring me on to the final point that I want to mention just as I close this video, which is that Alina has been overscored in the past, and as I've kind of said before in some of my scoring videos, it's very easy to blame the skater because it's their name and their face attached to it, and it's much harder to blame the judges because there isn't necessarily a name or a face attached, even though it isn't the skater's fault. So people can be taking their irritation that Alina has been overscored and blaming Alina for that, which I think builds some of the distaste and makes people not want to consider her one of the greatest. Of course, no matter what, people can't take away Alina's achievements. she, in her very short international career, achieved so much. And again, I think that should be remembered when people are discussing discussing things like this and whether she is, one of the greatest or whatever. Whatever I think, it will not change the fact that Alina has all of these titles. As always, thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really do appreciate all of the love and support that you send me. If you have a video topic idea that you would like me to discuss, please let me know either in the comments or on social media. You can find all of my links in my card in the description. I do have a new banner for my YouTube channel. It's been made by the same person that made my icon, so I absolutely love it. Please go and send them all of the love as well. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye!